So
I
hope I didn't digress too much.
No,
Did you get what you were after?
yeah,
Bhai, or?
wonderful. I just
you have given,
I would like to ask a very simple question from the technological side, and that's why I pose it to Gulam. And that is that, do you think the computers are at the stage where they can virtually absorb all the data that may be required for, say, one emotion to begin with, and then manage it with artificial intelligence to handle it so that the appropriate results can be obtained. Of course, it will go through a testing phase and all that. But and then in the same light of things, I would like to ask Alok whether he thinks that that is good enough, because as far as the mind is concerned, and Ghulam, you have also agreed that 95% is black matter. So, dark matter, I should say. So, are we ever gonna, this is a question to Alok, are we gonna ever reach a stage where at least we can say for one function we have reached, exhausted the field, and so we can accept the answers that this system can give us? So first, Ghulam, whether we have enough capacity in the computers to be able to take one emotion, let's say, and then to Alok, that whether that is good enough.
Yeah, thanks. So you have asked two questions here,
Yes.
in my view,
Yes.
if I understood correctly. So answer to first question, whether we can encode the emotions in the computer. Yes, in my view, we can, and we can formalize that, right? However onerous this task is, what we can't do is like machines won't know what to do with that emotion.
yes,
You can define that emotion, you can encode that emotion. So the problem here is, so your computer, this computer, if it crashes now, it doesn't have skin in the game, it doesn't care. My laptop, you know, if it crashes, so this is a fundamental difference. So this
there are
laptop,
no stakes.
yeah, there are no stakes. It doesn't have a child, it doesn't have a wife to look after, it doesn't have mortgage, right? So if it crashes, it doesn't care. Yeah,
Yes, yes.
that is the difference. So that's a problem when you do Iqtedar Abdi or Gulam Husain or Alok Bajpai do certain things. There is a motivation behind that. So you can encode the activities. You can encode everything that I do in the computer. Okay, formalize it, write programs, composition, everything you can do. What we can't do and what we not even have able to scratch the surface of is how to encode the motivation behind that.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Yes,
So
absolutely.
you get up in the morning, you go to the job, Monday morning meeting, so I stress, right? How to bloody make this computer get stressed about those activities? So that's,
It will not.
you know, yeah, that is where we have not even scratched the surface of that. If I
Absolutely.
probably yeah. So that was my answer attempt to first two questions. So yes and no, we can encode, but computer won't know, machine won't know what to do with that emotion.
What to do with it. Absolutely.
Yeah.
Yes. So I will take it from where he has left. He has said what is the current state now.
Yeah.
Let me again go back to brain. What he was saying, dark matter, when we try to understand the brain, and it has got a link to this neurosymbolic AI which is working.
Yeah.
The link is, even after we had this parallel development of neural networks and brain and all, even in neural networks and even in brain, see what is brain for? It has senses, all the data goes in, right? And everything is working. Shannon's theory is working. Bayesian probability is working. Markovian probability is working.
Exactly.
There's a quantum physics at the level of cells.
Yeah.
Then there is a nonlinear dynamics at the moderate level. And then we perform and act in a world of classical physics with cause and effect. That is what we understand.
Yep.
And then, but what we don't know is between getting the senses to action, there is a whole unpenetrable, there is no interpretability.
Yeah.
The same uninterpretability was sacrificed in artificial neural networks. What is happening between input and output? But the ability of it was so much that nobody was bothered for this dark matter. But now but for us psychiatrists and neuroscientists, we had to understand this whole inner functioning.
Exactly.
Right. So in the inner functioning, there was this emergent phenomena, which is the hallmark of AI also. Right.
Yep.
But then the whole difference. So where is it standing now? It is standing at a simple thing called learning. And now the question is, there is a lot of supervised learning in AI.
Yeah. That's
But
right.
people are going back to a child right from within the womb. When a child is born, a child can recognize the mother's voice. A child can recognize space, numbers, even a kid of 1 year, less than 1 year, in all species.
Exactly.
So question now is, that is unsupervised learning.
Exactly.
1 billion images go into your head in first 2 years, and it makes all sense. Now, how does the brain make sense? Because brain loads all these things with memory, but a 1 year child doesn't have a memory. Emotion, and not one emotion, hundreds of emotions, at least basic 9. So whatever we think we are thinking rationally as human beings is already laden with memory and emotions.
Yeah.
That is why out of that, the conscious mind of this area of brain picks up the best probability of action. Yeah. So we human beings cannot be free of our past, number one. We are not. That is our memory. Otherwise, all past is gone. So people are going back. Are we genetically endowed for some unsupervised learning, which obviously the machine doesn't have? Exactly. Machine is built from a scratch. Everything that goes in is a supervised thing.
Yeah, that is what I was alluding to. Skin in the game, because 1 year old child is able to ask for chocolate or cry for milk is because he has skin in the game. If he doesn't do that, he dies. Which survival is the So that aspect, that's a very critical bit for any intelligent machine.
And Gulamji, what you were saying is absolutely correct, because sometimes I wonder what was the point. Baki janwaro ke bacche, they learn nesting, fooding, saving yourself from predator and fly away. It is human beings, we continue till 18, 29, 60 years also. A 60-year kid is a kid to the 80-year-old mother.
Yeah,
so
exactly.
It doesn't happen anywhere. No, but the question is, what is growth all about? The growth is in the first few years of survival networks which develop. Networks are already there. Basic networks are already there. But then we are teaching, religion, education, this, that. So why are we doing all this? A land doesn't need all this.
Of course,
by some quirk of genetics, the frontal cortex, the neocortex, thinks, and we have to, our whole problem in life is that we have to give meaning to everything.
Exactly. Yeah.
That computer is saved from that nonsense. So why should we give meaning? So I am working with some. IIT mein Gulam bhai, some students work with me from electrical engineering and all.
Yeah.
They are working in brain-computer interface.
Yeah.
So they say, please guide us and this and that. So because my initial work was on sleep and EEG, so I trained them once and then I said that, okay, fine, you can do this. I asked one of the kids, do you understand the functioning of brain? He said, what? I said, how does the brain function? Why are you doing this? He said, no.
Yeah.
But then I realized, why am I asking him? He actually doesn't need it.
Yeah,
he just needs to pick up the EEG signal from the place where motor movements are planned, transmit it through Bluetooth to that artificial processes, and it is done.
Yeah.
Now, this is the situation, sir, which is happening now. This is almost akin to what happened with quantum physics.
Indeed, yeah.
Nobody knows what quantum physics is. What is a quantum world? But mathematics is so brilliant that we have really gone on creating quantum computing. Even if you ask the person who is doing whether you will really know what is happening there, nobody can visualize that.
Of course,
nobody can really. But mathematics is brilliant.
Yeah, so that is what I was referring to. Claude's that we need a Claude Shannon in artificial intelligence. In my view, again, it's not expert claim, but that's how I feel about this.
No, we need a Claude Shannon or somebody in neuroscience also.
Neuroscience, yes,
One biologist said a brilliant thing. He said the problem now is that there is so much data that everybody thinks talking about data is the science.
Yeah.
He said what is happening in data, the ideas are being
of course.
killed.
Yeah.
There are no ideas.
So Iqtedar bhai, just sorry to interrupt you here, Alok.
No
So
problem.
the meeting minute, it's a very interesting discussion we are having, but meeting will be over in 4 minutes. So what do you want to do about that?
Well,
Yes.
Thank you. I was enjoying and engrossed in the discussion. I did have my eyes on the time. So we've got 4 minutes remaining. But in that, I thank you all because it's an introductory one. And I believe that this is at the level of anyone being able to understand where artificial intelligence and human behavior exists. So in the next episode, I wish we could continue this on a monthly basis or something. I'm not gonna make you commit, but I do do think that you will probably enjoy coming back. And in the next
I
one,
thoroughly enjoyed talking to Alok sir.
Me too.
Looks like I learned a lot. So
well, it's
I'm
good
happy to,
because
keep talking and
yes, I think all good thought processes have said, a person is always learning even to the deathbed. So I would like to propose the agenda for the next meeting, and that is, can we decide as psychiatrists and IT people that there is a system that can be developed taking into one emotion at a time, which is the question I addressed earlier. And that, of course, we don't have time to answer that now. But if we could take that up with both of your gentlemen's agreement, then that'll be good. Unless you guys want to suggest something else.
No, we can rake our brain on this because obviously what you are, this is the ultimate edge of AI, what you have asked us.
Yes.
Yeah.
Forget one emotion. One emotion is not one emotion.
Yes.
Yeah.
Because it is so complicated and it is so contextualized.
Of course,
that there is even just to doodle it would make it very complex.
Yeah.
Okay.
So, isolation. We'll talk about this. So that is all neurosymbolic AI is trying to deal with all these things. Later on, all these things will see. Ultimately, as I said in one of the talks, why are we creating an AI? We know we are fragile. We know we are not complete. So one desire of human beings is to be complete. So we want something complete, and our emotions trouble us a lot.
Exactly.
So we want an emotionless, perfect being standing in front of us. तो अभी वो भी इमोशनल हो जाएगा, किम्मी ज्यादा तो पकड़ में नहीं आएगा, निकल लेगा.
Of course. And there is a real danger there, and if there is an emergent property where
the brain is already emergent. It will.
Machines will go against us and things like that.
Our kids, Gulam bhai, our kids go against us.
Yeah.
Because of the emergent personality and thought.
Of course, exactly.
So, if we give all this emergent property, which will come, but if emergent property remains for utility, it's wonderful. But if it goes beyond the abstract consciousness business, then we'll see what happens.
Exactly.
We'll enjoy that.
So let's focus on what Iqtedar bhai has alluded to, and also I would like to pick your brains on neurosymbolic because that.
We'll do that. Let's discuss that, and then maybe. It will be
wonderful.
All right, wonderful. Then
thank you, gentlemen.
Thank you so much.
Very good morning.
I hope Iqtedar bhai, you got what you were after, and we'll keep in touch.
Sure.
Let's hope we can get back in a few weeks' time.
We'll do that.
Thank you all. All the best. Have a good day all together.
Bye, Gulam bhai. See you.
Bye. Thank you. Bye.